Well, hello everyone. I'm Cheryl from Shadow Traders, and in this short video, I'd like to share with you some tweaks and tips for setting up Mozilla Firefox and optimizing it to run your subscription to the Segreto Quant. As you all know, the Quant is a browser-based application, and our testing has revealed that the best performance is achieved when you run it on Mozilla. So let's start by talking about hardware requirements, your PC hardware requirements. Many of you already have a dedicated trading laptop or PC set up to run NinjaTrader or perhaps some other trading platform offered by your broker. So you all have to understand that given the intensive bandwidth and processing requirements of those applications, it pretty obviously makes sense to not try to run the quant on the very same hardware. So having said that, many of you will probably pull into service perhaps an older machine. If that's the case, I'm pretty sure you're waiting for me to give you a minimal hardware specification. However, I'm not going to do that. But I am going to show you several tweaks that you can use to optimize any system to run the quant. So it'll be up to you to do the work and test it out and see if it's performing up to your expectation. So first of all, we need to identify anything on the computer that's going to limit your processing power, that's going to hog bandwidth. And you need to know that your computer has some overhead in terms of hard drive space. So the first place I usually like to start with people is to open the control panel and find out just what programs and applications are installed. And the interesting thing that I find is that almost everyone, if I go down their list of installed programs, there will generally be at least 4 to 5 applications that they have no idea what they are, that they aren't using them, and so we can actually get rid of a lot of junk just by starting here. Okay, so when you've gone through this list and you know that all that's left is the software that you absolutely need to use on this machine, that's step number 1 complete. Step number 2 is to open your computer screen here, your overview. This particular laptop has 2 hard drives in it. The boot drive is what we're interested in because that's where your system is using the hard drive overhead to do its processing. You want to right click and then choose properties, and you want to make sure that this boot drive has a minimum of 50% free space. This drive obviously is right there. It's got a little bit more than 50%, but obviously I'm not going to be loading any more software on this drive if I want optimal performance. So you have 2 choices. If you are looking at a boot drive that only has 20% of free hard drive space, your choices are to go back into that program list and get rid of some more applications, free up hard drive space, or you can purchase a larger drive, pull this drive out and image it onto the harder drive and then just do an upgrade. That's entirely up to you whether that much effort is worth it or not. But your system definitely works better when it has that overhead. Okay, the next thing we want to do is make sure that every time you boot the computer, there aren't millions of little things running in the background. And the way to take control of that is by opening a run box and typing in msconfig, msconfig. All right. When you do that, it brings up the standard system configuration application that is in all of Microsoft Windows operating systems. You'll find it on XP, you'll find it on Windows 7, and I'm sure you'll find it in Windows 8. You want to open up the Startup tab, and this can be critical. So you want to you want to be a little bit careful here. You definitely don't want to shut down something that's required to run your machine. So if you have any questions about anything that's in this screen, then you let it run. You choose not to disable it. What's happening when you uncheck any of these boxes, you're telling the system not to start that up. You're disabling it temporarily. Okay, you're not uninstalling it, you're just disabling it at the boot. Okay, so for example, Google Toolbar Notifier, I don't need that to run at startup. The Java platform, I do need that to run because the browsers use Java. Okay, we're getting down here into the area where I've already taken a lot of things away. GoToMeeting, Adobe Acrobat, lots of different little applications that want to start and run in the background, but I don't need them. If I need them, I can go into the program listing and launch those programs and they will run just fine. So when you get all of the unnecessary startup items unchecked, you then click Apply, click OK, and you'll have to restart your system before this change becomes effective. Right now we're not going to restart, we're going to just exit without a restart. I have one more tweak that I think is really powerful that I've used over the years in a lot of machines, and it helps to provide an area, a static area, addressed area on your hard drive that the system will see as memory. It'll use it just like it uses RAM. So we're going to build a static cache, and the way you do that is go to your control panel, you go to the system icon, and then you go to Advanced System Settings. When you get there, you're looking for this performance area and you click on Settings. Now, most of you, the first time you do this, you're going to see that the default selection is let Windows choose what's best for your computer. Well, you don't want to do that. You want to select Adjust for Best Performance. And then you want to go in here into this advanced area, and where it's telling you how much virtual memory has been configured, you want to choose Change. And so this is where you're going to find the default setting, automatically manage paging file size for all drives. No. We want to do a custom size, okay? So here, I like putting a swap file, a static swap file on that secondary drive because I'm not doing much with it. So let's put it into service. So what this is telling me that what's currently allocated by the system is this number, but what's recommended is this number. So I'm going to allocate this amount of drive space in both of these boxes here. Now what this means is that this is now a designated area on that hard drive in this size that the system is going to see and use as memory, okay? So once I say okay, once again, that change will not take place until I have rebooted the machine, and we're not going to reboot the machine right now. The thing we're going to do now is install Mozilla. Okay, we don't have Mozilla, so the starting point for the installation is going to be Internet Explorer. Okay, let's just close that. Most of you are going to search for the download spot, and you can just type in Mozilla in your search box. What you're going to find is that many other entities are going to want to give you the Mozilla browser. This is funny because every other time I've searched for this, let's try it again. Let's do Mozilla Firefox. Okay, I've optimized my browser. What you want to do is make sure that you get this from mozilla.org. you definitely want to go to their download. Okay, if you go to some of these other places, you're going to get a downloadable version that has lots of other little things, you know, secretly snuck in that if you don't pay attention, then you're going to have lots of extra toolbars and different little things running in the background. You want a lean, mean Mozilla installation to run your quant. Okay, so basically we're going to choose right here the free download. All right, so we're on the mozilla.org website and we are downloading the application directly from the website. And you don't need to save it. Go ahead and choose to run it. Okay, when the wizard comes up, put your alert button on. You're not just going to keystroke through this wizard. You've got to pay attention. Hit next, and your first choice is for a standard or a custom installation. You want to choose the custom installation. I like installing all of my applications on my C drive because that's the fastest drive. You all will probably want to do that as well, but some of you may be in the habit of installing your apps on a secondary drive. I'll leave that up to you. All right, install maintenance service. This is a big no. Once again, we want a lean, mean Mozilla just to run the quant. So we, excuse me, we do not want any other items running in the background. We don't need the maintenance service. On your desktop or in the start menu, you don't need anything in the start menu program. You only need that icon on your desktop, and that is what you'll use to open up the browser and launch your quant. Use Firefox as my default web browser. No, the only thing you're going to use Firefox for is to run the quant, so you don't want it doing anything else. Okay, so we're going to install the files. It will launch Firefox. The first thing that happens when it launches, it's going to ask you if you want to import all of this other stuff from Internet Explorer. The answer to that is no, don't import anything. Hit next. This is going to drive you crazy. Firefox is not currently set as your default browser. Would you like to make it your default browser? No, and no, we don't want you to ask us that every single time we open it. So there you go, guys. The installation is complete. Firefox is now ready for you to log on to the Segreto Quant. Tune in. We're going to have a few more videos. One video is going to show you some additional really program level tweaks that we can make inside of Mozilla to get even faster performance. And then I'll have one more video showing you how I set up the quant to use it for trading. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you later.